Ladies and gentlemen, NXT has just gotten a lot more interesting, so in today's video we're going to be giving our full thoughts on the whole entire NXT show, all the important parts, all the parts you need to know if you missed out on NXT, and also my thoughts. So, we have Grayson Waller opening the show, which, by the way, that was completely out of left field. I never expected that. That wasn't announced at all. Obviously, if you guys want to see the cards for the wrestling shows that you're interested in, then go over to my Instagram, CZV_Wrestling on Instagram, where you can see the cards to the shows and also reels over there. But you know that if you saw that post, there was no Grayson Waller coming to NXT on that card. So I was super surprised to see that, and he cut a heck of a promo. We had Miles Bourne versus Cam Hendricks for the NXT North American Championship, and obviously Cruz Montana cutting his promo after debuting in the WWE, officially under a WWE contract as Cruz Montana. So, we're going to dive into everything today. Before we get started, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe because, fellas, I'm going to be honest, I think we might be doing 2 long-form videos a day on this channel. I'm not even going to lie. I think that the thing that's going to get us to this level is going to be posting more than everybody else, and we're going to do that. So if you guys are excited to see 2 long-form videos a day as well as 2 shorts a day, then hit the subscribe button, turn on the post notifications bell, and you'll know whenever we post and talk about professional wrestling every single day. So let's hop right into it. Starting off, we got to talk about the man himself, Grayson Waller, showing up on NXT television whenever no one expected it, and talking the craziest we've seen Grayson talk on the mic in a while. Now, Grayson mentioned a lot of things during this promo that I was super impressed with, and he mentioned the New Day. He mentioned how he had to sit back and praise somebody else on the mic instead of giving himself the spotlight he deserves, but let's dive into everything he said. He would say, first and foremost, that he's in the best shape of his life, and he is trying to get where he should be. And he said that the one thing that is keeping him awake at night is that NXT title. And he is here to regain that NXT title, or win the NXT title, because he never won it. So he's here to win the NXT title from Tony D'Angelo. And as soon as he said that, it made me realize Tony D'Angelo has a huge target on his back. This is the biggest target we've seen on a champion's back in a while in NXT. Tony has to look out for Narku. He has to look out for Cruz Montana. That name's going to get completely messed up for the next 5 weeks. I'm sorry, fellas. If we keep saying Cruz Santana or Mike Montana or something like that, just know we got to get used to the Cruz Montana name. We can't just automatically dive in to calling him Cruz Montana cleanly. We gotta botch a few times. So if we botch the Cruz Montana name, just fly with it, okay? But we would see him say that the one thing that is keeping him awake at night is him dreaming about wanting to win that NXT championship. And the guy holding it right now is Tony D'Angelo. And now Tony has 3 targets on his back that are 100% people who are going to get title shots. And the rest of the men's locker room got called out during this promo, so we know they're wanting a shot at the title too and a shot at Grayson. So we would see Grayson kind of give his thoughts on why Cruz is getting a title shot. And it impressed me on why he said that. Because he completely dissed everyone in TNA. He said, and I quote, "Because he was the top guy in TNA, that's like being the best basketball player at the YMCA." Are we serious? That was the greatest thing that I've heard out of Grayson Waller in the past 5 years. I mean, it was beautiful. He dissed TNA. He said, why is Cruz getting a shot whenever he just got here and he was holding the championship in TNA? What is that supposed to mean? Then he would diss HBK and say either he needs to tune up the band and get out here or send one of his guys out here. And he would mention how he used to be one of HBK's guys, but he clearly moved on. And it was so cool because he dissed the indies too. He said all these guys who are indie wrestlers on the NXT roster, we clearly see what they're doing on the roster. They ain't doing much. So Grayson's dissing everyone. Grayson's coming at everyone. This is going to be a generational run. I don't care what anyone says. This is going to be the best side of Grayson Waller we're ever going to see, and I truly believe that. I think this is going to be better than whenever Grayson was in NXT the first time. I think this will be better than the run he had on the main roster. I think this will even be better whenever he won the tag team titles at WrestleMania 40 with Austin Theory. Because still, then, He was number 2. He was number 2 in that tag team. He was the Marty Jannetty of the tag team. And that was just because the crowd loved Austin Theory more. Austin was the Shawn, Grayson was the Marty. That was just how it was. So we can't expect Grayson to not show out whenever he comes to NXT now, because we know what Grayson's going to do. We know how Grayson's going to act. Grayson not only said that the people on the indies are just charisma vacuums, and whenever you put a mic in their hand, they tremble, which I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, this is like pipe bomb. But then he goes on to talk about TNA. Then he goes on to ask why Cruz is getting a shot over him, and why you got guys like HBK in the back, and he's fuming, trying to cut off his mic. And one thing that I thought was really funny, though, was how he was mid-promo. The mic kept trying to cut out. Sean kept trying to cut it out, and whenever he finally cut it out at the end of the promo, it just went straight to commercial. Because that's what Grace had mentioned during the promo. It was like, I know y'all are back there trying to cut off my mic. Y'all are back there trying to send it to commercial. Go ahead. I'm still going to talk for the people in the crowd. So there was nothing that could have stopped him. And Grayson made the full shot. Hey, if you want me to stop, I mean, bring one of your guys out here and try to stop me. You know what I mean? So I thought how he dissed the boss of the company, or the boss of the brand. He dissed TNA. He dissed indie wrestlers. And he dissed the whole entire men's roster, but said that the women are the only women that he looks at that has a chance at even making it to the main roster anytime soon. So, I mean, he's telling the truth. Fellas, who on the men's roster in NXT is even close to going to the main roster? Who do we see? I don't think Tony's ever going to get it. I think that Tony is a NXT warrior. He represents NXT the best out of anyone. But then you go down to the women's division. You have girls like Jada Parker. You have women like Kalani Jordan. I mean, the list just goes on. And even whenever you remove the fatal influence, there's still women to be called up because of how good it was. There's still bits and pieces of what people were calling the greatest women's division in the world still there. They're still putting on great matches. They're just not getting used the best right now. But you have to have that faith in WWE, because if you don't, then whenever they surprise you with a good match out of one of those women, don't be surprised, because it was always there. They were just waiting for you to let your guard down, and then they hit you with a banger match out of one of those women. So this promo was beautiful, I really hate to stop talking about it. I just don't want to waste our full time talking about this because of how beautiful. I mean, it was just so beautiful. But the way that, like, on the part that I like to focus on the most, obviously, yes, I love to focus on what they say, but I mostly like to focus on how they move during the promo. And it might be weird for some people, but that's the top thing that I noticed. He's directly looking at the camera. He has the crowd connection as well. He is at that point now. This was a moment that he's in the middle of being a heel and a face, because he's dissing HBK. That's a tricky line to walk on. And he's also dissing Mike Santana. That's a hard line to walk on. And he's also dissing the NXT champion, Tony D'Angelo, which is a really hard line to walk on, because we know the NXT crowd, they'll get behind the veteran of the brand any day of the week. So we know that, hey, he took a shot here. He took a shot that could either crash and burn or make his day. And, yeah, it definitely worked. Because now he's got social media buzzing. He has all of us talking about it who are content creators. It is beautiful. This was a work of art. And before we waste our whole time talking about this, let's move on, because I could talk about this all day. If you want to see my full in-depth thoughts about it, let me know in the comments. I'll make a full video tomorrow. But next up, what I want to talk about is how Miles Bourne got to defend his NXT North American Championship against Cam Hendricks. Now, Miles has had the title for a good while, and I would be lying to you if I thought, for just a sliver, that Cam Hendricks had a chance. I really thought so. I thought he did, for sure. I love Cam Hendricks. Though, I mean, if you didn't watch this match on NXT, I advise you to go back and watch the highlights that they're going to post on YouTube. Because, fellas, it was such a good match. And I don't know if they'll show it or not, but whenever they were raising the title and announcing each side of Miles Bourne and Cam Hendricks, the charisma, the character, and everything that he does outside the match and in the match is so beautiful. Like, he has that charisma. I don't even know how to explain it. You're going to have to go watch it for yourself. If you watched the show, you know what I'm talking about. Before the bell rung, that it just makes you want to like Cam Hendricks. I don't know what it is, but there's something about Cam Hendricks that really makes me excited to see what he can do in the future. It's just something crazy that I'm experiencing right now with Cam Hendricks. I wasn't seeing it at the start. But now he has a major target on his back. He has Mason Rook, he has Miles Bourne, he has Tavion Heights. He has 3 guys on his back that are dang near going to be impossible to get off. But it was a beautiful match anyway. Miles Bourne did retain, and in the end, we would see Mason Rook get his hands on Cam Hendricks. But, man, I'm loving this, man. It's so beautiful to see. I love seeing guys like this actually do good, like guys coming from LFG, because we know guys like Keanu Carver, guys like Tyra May Steele. Tyra's released, and Keanu, he's not getting the best of the lick either, even though he's facing an absolute star in EK Prosper. So, I don't know if out of everyone who has came out of LFG, I think that Cam has definitely gotten the better end of the stick, and I think that's just off pure talent. I don't think that's because Keanu and Tyra, they got bad booking. I don't think that's it. I think that out of Keanu, Tyra, and Cam has the most talent out of all of them, including Shiloh Hill. I don't care. I'll say it now. Cam Hendricks has the most talent I've seen out of anyone in LFG except for Trill London. Now, Trill obviously got released. Tough break. WWE completely sold the bag with that one. But I think that either way, Cam Hendricks is definitely my second, or, well, I guess first, if you're counting the people who are actually still in the company. But Cam Hendricks, man, there's something big going for him. I'm going to call it now. I'm going to call my shot now that you're going to be seeing Cam Hendricks headlining shows. I guarantee you. He's going to be main eventing an NXT show by the end of 2027. I guarantee you. So, yeah, this match was beautiful. I loved everything about it, and I'm going to go ahead and call my shot on Cam Hendricks. I'm calling my shot as a fan now. I'm rocking with Cam Hendricks till the end. This kid has something special. Guarantee you. And in the main event, we would see Cruz Montana. See, we almost said Santana again. Guys, it's getting scary out here. We gotta start dialing in on the names. Cruz Montana would enter through the crowd, and he would grab a mic, and he would talk about the struggles that he's fought his whole life to get to WWE. And already off that, it's very clear that this is not a different side of Mike Santana. This is not a different side of Mike Santana. This is Mike Santana with a different name. This is Mike Santana with a name change. This is nothing other than that. This is not a different flip of Santana. This is Cruz Montana, just under a different, or this is Mike Santana under a different name is all it is. And I'm going to see that until I get proved wrong. This promo proved me correct. The way he was talking to people backstage, the way he was talking about TNA openly, I definitely saw Mike Santana just with a different name. There's nothing they're changing about Mike, and I love it. I love that, because I loved Mike Santana. I loved him in TNA. I loved him whenever he came to NXT while he was still in TNA. Everything about Mike Santana was beautiful, and that they're putting a new name under him, which they have to do. I am not mad at it at all. Now, will Cruz Montana get hard to get used to? Maybe. But we all thought the same thing whenever we thought of Mariah May and we were seeing Blake Monroe. We all bashed the name. Now it isn't so bad, right? So you just got to kind of stick with it until we pinpoint it, and now we talk about Mike Santana and we don't say Mike anymore. We say Cruz Montana. It's just got to click. They tried their best to make it close enough to Mike Santana, but it's still a tongue twister. We're going to get it one of these times for sure. But he would talk about how he's fought his whole life to get to WWE. And it's the truth. I mean, 9 years going from AEW, TNA, WWE. I mean, the list goes on. Now he's in his dream spot. Now he's in the spot that he's been working for his whole entire life. He's been waiting to get to this spot. Now he's got it, right? Now he's got it. Now he's going to be able to completely showcase everything that this man right here has been wanting in his career. He's got it now. He's going to be able to see that now. He's going to be able to live out his dream and show his daughter, this is what we wanted. This is what we're getting now. And I thought that was beautiful. Now, it's going to be an ugly scene for Tony D'Angelo just because I know WWE is going to end up having Tony talk about Mike's kid, and, man, that's going to be a bad match, man. Because Mike's going to rip his head off. That's the one thing you just don't say to Cruz Montana, is talk about his daughter. We already saw that. Trick Williams tried that, got his head slapped cleaned off, but also beat Cruz, so I don't know. But I think the charisma he showed during this promo was something beautiful in my opinion, because he showed his appreciation for TNA, and he memorized and remembered everything that they've done for him, and he recognized that they're the reason why he's at the position that he is now. They're the reason that they gave him a shot whenever he left AEW. He said, when we've seen him say this before, he just wanted to make something better of himself, and AEW was not his end goal, it was WWE in the end. So, him getting his end goal now, even though we all kind of had a mixed opinions about whether or not he should be coming to NXT or the main roster, he's going to be moving up quick, and we know that. So, I'm just glad to see him in WWE, honestly. But he mentions that now he's not in AEW, he's not in TNA, he's in WWE now, and it's the start of a new chapter in his life. And he's excited for that new chapter because it's what he's been grinding for a decade. So it's just something that it's super cool to see him fulfill his dream that he's been wanting. Then we would see Tony D'Angelo interrupt this promo. And this is what Santana wanted, so I'm not mad at it. And D'Angelo would say that there has been a lot of hot free agents coming to NXT, and him as the veteran has watched them either succeed or crash and burn. And he says that he thinks Montana is going to be the same. He thinks that Montana is going to be one of those crash and burn hot free agents that he always sees come in week to week. So I love this approach from WWE. They're coming into the approach of Tony D'Angelo being that veteran fighting off the young guns from his back. He's fighting off all the people who are wanting the title. He mentioned to Mike Santana or Cruz Montana that don't matter how much you want the top spot. I am the top spot. I am the top guy. I have the top spot. I have the title. So you got to take it off me to get it. You know what I mean? So I love that out of Tony here, because it showed that he isn't just going to give up this spot easy. It's just that he actually cares about this spot, and a brand that he's represented his whole career. He wants that spot. He wants to keep that spot. He wants to show, out of the struggles that he's went through to get that title, having a faction, now having the title, he's going to keep that spot. And Montana would jump in, and he said that he would show D'Angelo exactly how he's going to get that top spot. And that's whenever Grayson Waller would sneak up behind him and attack him. And this is where things get interesting, because Montana would go for the spin the block on Grayson. Grayson would duck it, and it would hit Tony D'Angelo with the spin the block. And it would end up, after Santana helped up Tony D'Angelo, we would see a full 3-man stare down to end off NXT. I thought this was such a beautiful show, because not only do you see this man right here, Grayson Waller, you see him come to NXT and try to get the thing that he never got to get, the NXT title. He's trying to finally get the title after, he's literally said himself, this is the one thing that he has been dreaming of and has been keeping him up at night. The NXT title has been keeping Grayson up at night. It isn't something that he just wants to do while he waits to get back to the main roster. No, this is something that he's been waiting for. This is something that he's been imagining in his head, and he's believing in his mind that if he can believe it enough in his brain, he's gonna win the title. He said he didn't do it back whenever he wanted to, but now he gets to do it whenever he needs to. And that was the most beautiful thing about it all, was him mentioning that he don't want to do it anymore. He don't want to win the title anymore, that he needs to win the title now. So it was such a beautiful thing to see. Obviously, seeing Miles Bourne retain the title wasn't something that I was too thrilled with. I would have definitely wanted to see the young gun, Cam Hendricks, pick up the win and win the title and win his first title. But it's still something that I can get by, because I think that is in the future for Cam Hendricks, and I don't see any reason why he shouldn't win the title in the next couple of weeks. And then lastly, in the main event, seeing Cruz Montana's thoughts on coming to WWE and getting that journey out the way and getting to the spot that he wants to be. And now for him, it's all about keeping that spot and proceeding to excel in WWE and get better and better and better and not go back to the hole that he was in. So I thought this show was beautiful. NXT was an absolute beauty in my opinion. Let me know down below what you guys thought about NXT. I thought it was a really nice show. Let me know down below, and I'll see y'all boys in the next one. Deuces.